Hello, I'm Simon and back with another masterclass video. In this one, how do you upload more without doing more work? Well, okay, it's actually going to be a bit more work, but nowhere near as much as you might think. In this video, I'm going to show you how. So I really thought we'd just jump straight into the concrete stuff in this episode because there are 4 things that I really see as core if you want to put out more videos without making a ton more effort. I do daily videos, so I know a thing or two about being efficient with a production schedule. So let's jump into it. Number 1 is batching. Now, normally when people are making videos, a lot of creators I speak to, they do the kind of single video plan. So you'd write or plan a video, then you would move to recording said video, then you'd move to the editing of the video, and then the upload and the description and all of this stuff kind of one at a time, bump, bump, bump. But what I would suggest you do as a creator is do something which I call the rule of 3s, which is do things in 3s. So write 3 scripts, then record all 3, then edit all 3 and upload all 3 and do the data on all 3, etc. That allows you to stay in the mindset of each process. So if you're planning, it allows you to just plan 3 in a row and you stay in that mindset. And then when you're recording, you can record 3 in a row and you don't have to set up all your gear again, get everything right and perfect. And then when you're uploading it and doing your description and stuff, you don't have to remember like, how am I supposed to format this description again? It's just 3 at once. And the rule of 3 is just basically where I start. I would then ramp that up to doing the rule of 4 or 5 or even 6. You can expand it from there. Now, this might not seem like it's going to save you a lot of time, but I really promise that once you get started on this, it will be a huge time saver. Just try it and you will see. So now let's move on to number 2, which is organization. And this really follows batching because once you're doing that 3 at once thing and batching your production, what you need to do is keep track of everything or things are going to get lost and confused. Now, some people like specific software and there are different pieces of software that will do this stuff, but personally, I say forget it all and just open up Google Sheets. It's just a big spreadsheet and it's free and it's super easy to use. In my big production sheets, I have like the title of the video and then what status of production it's in, as well as some other thoughts I might have towards descriptions or notes, or if there's an advertiser on it, then I write that all in the sheet and it all keeps everything neatly together. That way at a glance, I can just open up the sheet and I can say, okay, so we've got these 3 written and those 3 are recorded and I need to record this real soon because that advertiser wants it by that date. All of this confusing stuff gets out of your head and into the sheet. It's a really easier way to do it. The big ones that I use in my status column are written, recorded, edited, produced, and uploaded. That's a good place to start. I would just start with those 4 and go from there. Let's move on to number 3, which is the idea of scheduling things in advance. And as you can see, this does relate to the previous 2, being on top of your production. The problem is when you are working on a video day by day, like if you're making that video that has to go out that day, it's kind of stressful and it does slow everything else down. I would recommend that you get as far ahead as you can. So if you are making a video that is going out that very day, that shouldn't be happening. That's a bad way of doing things. Try and get a week ahead. So if you're doing a video a week, make sure you've got this week's video already done last week and you're working on next week's. And maybe from there, try to get 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead and just stay ahead of the curve. That way, if you get a cold or if something comes up, then you're okay and you don't have to have a video that sounds all nasally. And number 4 is basically always thinking about repetition. Something I've done since the really early days of YouTube is when I do something, so say I am setting up my camera or I'm doing a color correction in my editing software or I'm writing a description, I'm always thinking like, I'm doing this many times. I'm doing this again and again and again. So what ways can I make this easier? One of those, using color correction as an example, is get a preset going in your editing software so you can just drop in that color correction every time. Set up your studio lights, which I'm looking at right now. These two lights, they never change position. They are always in exactly the same place at exactly the same brightness. The window up above me now is blocked off completely and it never changes. So when I put this footage into the computer, color correction is automatic. Don't need to think about it. It's super easy. Also, with the camera, it's the same thing. It's always got the same ISO. It's always got all of the settings. Whatever the settings are on your camera, just keep them the same. So again, just to recap that one, whenever you're doing something that feels a bit repetitive, make a note of it, write it down, and you'll see yourself doing it again and again, and then just make sure that that thing, whatever it is set, so you don't have to set it up every single time. So those were 4 tips that I've personally found very useful. As I said at the beginning of this episode, I make videos every day, and without those 4 things, that would literally be impossible. So I'd really recommend having a go at any of those. If you've got any questions for me about them specifically, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to address them. And I mean, optimizing your production is great, it's all well and good, but YouTube, it's much more than making videos. And in the next video in this series, I'm going to talk about how to spend the least amount of time possible doing things like writing descriptions and all of that less creative stuff, so you can focus on the really creative stuff of making great videos.